Right here, down. Protect them out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens, and after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, Eagles family? This is your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. And y'all know what time it is. We got to do our breakdown, full breakdown on the Week 4 Showdown. We have our undefeated Philadelphia Eagles headed down to Tampa to take down them undefeated Buccaneers. Big game, big stakes. Expect some fireworks. Should be very exciting. But before we jump into the nitty-gritty of everything, Mr. Owens wants to holler at you.
Thank you for that beautiful pass off, Big Huss. You already know John Stockton. There we go. But look, on a serious note, to our loyal supporters, thank you. You know it's all love. None of this is possible without the support from you all. To our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Please continue to be responsible and do your part for the community and a family. Continue to please like the videos. It helps with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not forget to do this. Make sure to turn on them noties, aka them notifications. You guess what? And keep your ears and eyes peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch so you don't miss when me and Big Huss drop this pressure on y'all.
You heard them. Let's go and do that, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about what's on the menu for the day, man. What we got up? We got some injury reports for both teams, who's in, who's out, who's limited, some matchups to watch, some keys to victories for the Eagles. As you know, our birds got to come out with that dub, baby. You feel me? And then we got some score predictions. So let's start with the injury report. If you haven't heard, for the Philadelphia Eagles, Nolan Smith has been put on IR due to an aggravated tricep, which means that he will be out at least a minimum of 4 weeks. You also have Jacorian Bennett, the corner that we recently acquired. He'll be out for 4 weeks, also on IR, along with Darius Cooper. Some questionable and doubtful. I believe Adoree Jackson's already been ruled out for this game.
Yes.
He's dealing with a groin injury, so next man up, Keely Ringo, you're it. I expect a big game from you.
Tag
You feel me? Some players who were limited through the week but are now full participants for the Eagles. You have Zach Bond, who we need him back. He was seen earlier in the week with a knee brace on. It was a little alarming at first, but he'll be a full go. You have Jahad Campbell, our rookie standout from Alabama. Lane, paved the lane. Johnson, my man, is back in the fold. You feel me?
Yes.
The best backup quarterback in the league, Tanner McKee. He's back, so it's good to have him back as well. And Will Shipley, who appears to be ahead of schedule, was for full participant on Friday, coming back from that oblique injury that he suffered during week 1. It's a blessing to have him back. Him and our running back room, along with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon, it's just a boost. We love to see that. Now, moving on to the Bucs, a couple injuries that they've had. We have Mike Evans, who's dealing with a hamstring. He'll be out. Chris Godwin, who was dealing with an ankle, but apparently I believe he will play tomorrow, so expect to see him. Then Tristan Wirfs, he's dealing with a knee. He's questionable. He may play, maybe up and down. We'll kind of see how that goes. And then Baker Mayfield, you all know Baker. He's a tough guy. Baker will be there. Okay. So expect to see Baker Mayfield on the field tomorrow.
Yes. And Huss, Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs, this will be their first game this season because they've been on the injury report for the first 3 weeks. So they'll be making their debut. against us. How fitting, right?
How-
But
a little bit of rust, hopefully you got some rust there. Take advantage of that.
And now with the injury report out the way, we have some key matchups to watch here in this game. Look, let's talk about battles at the line, all right? In the backfield and secondary. This is where games are lost and won. So we got to start with the most obvious. So with us being 1-4 in the Nick Sirianni and QB1 era, we got to talk about QB1 versus Todd Bowles blitz scheme. Now, we've seen what Bowles is going to do. He's heavy blitzing. The Bucs are 7th right now in the NFL in blitz rate at 35% through 3 games. All right. So last year in week 4 versus Tampa, when blitz, QB1 had some bigger plays, but also took a lot of sacks, had some turnover worthy plays mixed in there as well. Now, if the Eagles don't pick up the blitz well in this game, that obviously tilts the momentum toward the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we don't want that, right? So also safety Antoine Whitfield Jr. is a playmaker in the back end, so we have to keep our eyes and ears peeled to him, but QB1 has to protect the football, which he has done well in this 2025 campaign. One mistake, though, Winfield or anybody in the Bucs secondary can make you pay. So now another key matchup to watch is Pave the Lane, who we got back from that neck stinger, versus one of our old friends who turned in a foe really quickly, Hassan Reddick and the Bucs edge pressure, man. So we all know, just as Big Huss mentioned earlier, Pave the Lane missed part of week 3 versus the Rams with that neck stinger, but is expected to play. Now, we all know Lane Johnson's presence is major, but we know Hassan Reddick is still dangerous. He wants to disrupt, and he wants to prove that he is still an elite pass rusher. So we got Say 2K versus a stacked box, which we have been seeing in the first 3 weeks of this NFL season, versus a very good run defense down in Tampa. So we know Saquon's number so far, he has 58 attempts for 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his yard per is down to 3.3 yards per average. The Bucs do have a strong front anchored by Vita Vea. They do stack the box often, and Saquon will need some lanes and some creativity. So I would like to see if Kevin Patullo adds in some misdirection, some counters to bust loose for Saquon, because obviously we know that these last few weeks with that stack box has been far and few running lanes. So we would like to see that run game get back to where we know it can be. Now, this Eagles defensive line.
Before you move on, they also brought in a rookie from Florida, big boy. My man's around 400 pounds. They brought him in specifically to stop the run. He hasn't played at all this season, but I'm hearing that he will be active for this game. So the Buccaneers defense, like every other team that we'll be facing this year, are hell-bent on not letting Saquon get off. So expect them to go all out versus trying to stop that run. Like you say, expect those loaded boxes for sure.
Yep, and it's fascinating that you brought that up because the big boy that you're talking about is Desmond Watson from Florida. Yeah, 6'6", like 464 or something like that.
Big boy,
massive boy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I know that, like you said, they brought him in to not only stop the run, but then also for the tush push as well.
Yes.
Great point that you made right there, because and now look back, the Eagles defensive line versus the troubled Buccaneers offensive line. Look, it's about to be finger looking good down there. You feel me? Now the Bucs are dealing with injuries on the O-line. Cody Mock, their right guard, Luke Godke, their right tackle. Multiple starters are out. Plus, Tristan Wirfs is questionable. He is their best offensive lineman. But when the line is moving pieces around like that, there are weaknesses and holes to exploit, and I'm pretty sure that Vic Fangio will be able to find those. Eagles have pass rushers, interior pass rush specifically, if they get consistent pressure on Baker Mayfield and force him to move or to hurry some of his throws and his processing, look, we can force a lot of mistakes on Baker's part. And look, that will be just pure gold for our defense to build off of the success that they had last week versus the Rams. Because now the secondary, our secondary versus Baker Mayfield and their wide receiver core, what's available right now? Baker Mayfield has looked good. He has 6 touchdowns, 2 0 INT so far, but also he does have some turnover worthy plays that are still high risk for them to happen. Now, the Bucs will be missing Mike Evans, as Big Huss mentioned in the injury report, which is a huge, massive blow to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hall of Famer right there.
Hall of Famer. I remember he was talking a little junk to Queenline last year when he was like, "Oh, you don't know who I am? You don't know who I am? Oh, all right, bet." And Chris Godwin, he's questionable, as you mentioned in the injury report as well, Big Huss. But the outside threats are weakened, obviously, with Mike Evans not being able to be on the field for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So now, Big Huss, with Mike Evans missing and Chris Godwin making his debut in the 2025 NFL campaign, we have to keep our eyes on rookie Emeka Egbuka. My bad if I butchered his name, but from Ohio State. He has been very solid for in this 2025 season. Now let's shift over to the run defense and the scrambling threat of one Baker Mayfield. The Bucs rushing attack is not great so far with Rashad White and Bucky Irving, but Baker Mayfield's ability to escape the pocket is a concern. The scrambles could kill the Philadelphia Eagles, especially once we saw what Patty Mahomes did in week 2. We have to make sure that we defend those running lanes. And when we get and close the pocket and collapse the pocket, make sure that Baker Mayfield does not escape out of that pocket. We need to get him dirty and make sure that he feels that pressure from our defensive line. Because, and the last thing, look, the Eagles' run defense versus the Bucs' standard run game is likely an advantage. If they maintain gap integrity and closure and fill their responsibilities, we should be able to shut the Bucs' run game down and be able to make them one-dimensional.
Agreed. I couldn't, like, everything you said, spot on, Mr. Owens, truly. Now, some keys to victories for the Eagles. As you started with your earlier, you got to protect Hurts early and often. Todd Bowles is going to blitz him until we can show that we can consistently and effectively negate the blitz. Todd Bowles is going to do it. That's usually how he beats us most of the times. He sends different exotic blitzes our way, and we struggle picking them up. So let's keep Hurts upright. Johnson and interior have to hold up. Let's get some quick game going, screen plays to the tight ends, the backs. Kind of slow that rush down so they're not just sitting back with their ears peeled back and just going off. Secondly, let's really establish the run, set the tempo. Saquon really hasn't done much this year. A lot of teams, they're hell-bent on not letting him get off. But even with the stacked box, let's continue to kind of chip away at it. Short run, stretch plays, motions, counters. Let's try to get Barkley going. And some things that'll help get Barkley going is beat the blitz with the pass.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be bomb plays or shot plays. Quick game plays, 10 yards here, 15 yards here, 5 yards there. Let's just get them out of a lot of those blitz packages and really loading up the box. Thirdly, let's force Baker Mayfield into some tough decisions. As you stated earlier, he has six touchdowns?
6 touchdowns, 0 INTs.
So that's 2 touchdowns a game.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield is playing MVP ball right now, ladies and gentlemen. But even with that said, he'll give you an opportunity to get an interception every now and again. He'll make a bonehead play. So let's bring some pressure, disguise it up a little bit, help the secondary win versus these receivers, especially being with CB2, Keely Ringo not being as confident. Let's kind of mix some things up. Let's kind of help them out a little bit. Don't let Baker Mayfield get comfortable and start getting cocky back there because he's going to tear us apart. Fourth, win on third downs. Third downs are crucial. Offensively, we have to convert on third downs, sustain long drives, control the clock. We don't want to keep going 3 and out, especially with it being hot, because then you're putting your defense on the field a lot, and they're having to play a bunch of snaps. That doesn't bode well for them. Let's really control the clock, win on third downs, move the change, and finish these drives off with touchdowns for real. As we talked about the injuries. We have to take advantage of the injuries, right? When you're doing your scouting report, you're looking for any advantage that you could have during that week. And the advantage that we have right now is we're a little bit healthier than the Bucs. So let's take advantage of that weak Bucs O-line. If Wirfs is limited, or hopefully he doesn't play at all, that would be great. Let's take advantage. No Evans. The Eagles should attack the Bucs where they can. Let's be physical with them. Let's take the fight to them. Let's put them on their heels. Like I said, if Ringo's starting, you already know Baker, they're going to target him. So let's shade some things his way. Like I said, make it easier for your players. No reason to make it harder on them. Make it easier for the guy. You know what I mean? And the mental toughness during this game, avoiding the penalties, mistakes. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be over 100 degrees down there on that field. They said it'll feel like 103. If you get down the field, it'll probably feel like 114. All right. It's just always 1,000 times hotter on the field on that grass turf. So, yes, you want to be physically ready. But football is more than just being physical. It's a mental game. So let's stay locked into our 111s, everybody doing their job. And when that heat is bearing down on these players, that's the time where you got to dig a little deeper. You got to focus up a little bit more. Like I said, it's not going to be comfortable for anybody down there. But you got to buckle your helmet up, you know what I'm saying, and go to work. Look, mental toughness, avoiding the penalties, which we've seen too many penalties to start this year so far. Let's clean that up, avoid some of these mistakes, and we should get a dub.
Yep. And Huss, with the keys to victory that you did for our Birds, obviously we got to flip the coin because we're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and obviously want to know what the Bucs need to do to beat us as well, and what we need to avoid for us to get this dub in week 4. Now, we know Todd Bowles is going to use pressure. That's his bread and butter. That's what he's known for around the NFL. He has been a defensive coordinator for so long, and then obviously went over to the head coaching position, but that doesn't change that he brings the pressure early and often. And you know, he brings it to disrupt the rhythm of the offense. Now, what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to want to do against us here in Philadelphia is create big plays, either deep passes or scrambles from Baker Mayfield to offset Vic Fangio's defense of strength up front. They want to neutralize the Jalen Carters, the Jordan Davises, the Josh Uches, the Jalen Hunts, and so on and so forth. Also, what they want to do is establish the run game. Run the ball when they are able to run the ball. That only keeps the defense, the Eagles' defensive line honest. And finally, they need to avoid turnovers and negative plays. If they get behind the sticks, if they don't stay on schedule against us, then look, we will capitalize off of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' mistakes, Big Huss.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. We got to force them in the corner, man, like I said, and force them to make those mental errors. Where we need to be mentally strong, we need them, you know what I mean, a little frazzled. Now, like as you said before, Nick Sirianni's 1-4 versus the Buccaneers since becoming the head coach in 2021. 3 of those losses have been in Tampa. So we'll want to flip that season trend, show that we can go down into a hostile environment and face that adversity head on. And we've done it. And we've proven that in the past, but you're only as good as your last game. So we need to continue to do that. It's a long season ahead of us. We're the defending champs, man. We have a lot to prove and nothing to prove at all. I want to see us, though, go down here and fight, because this is going to be an uncomfortable game just because of the elements. Just how teams come into Philly during January and it's snow out there. And we like, yeah, it's getting you, feel me? They're like, no, man, I ain't trying to play it. They have to deal with elements. This is our turn to deal with the elements. And let's show that we can do that. We can right that ship. Bowles and Mayfield, the Bucs, they're looking to make a statement. They're 3-0. They're hot right now. The Bucs are a hot team. They're looking good, but we're Philly, man. We don't care. We don't care nothing about that. We're going to punch them square in the mouth. Let's see how they react, okay? And now my question really is, can the depth hold up? That's really what I want to see during this game, especially at cornerback, linebacker, Bond being a little nicked up, Adoree Jackson being out, inserting Keely Ringo. Let's see the depth step up and hold their own. If we have good depth, that'll bode well for a long run as far as trying to make that Super Bowl. Depth is a crucial piece. Health is a crucial piece. Everybody has to be a key contributor. And this is a game where you can see some of that.
Yeah. And look, because with all that being said, we gave the information that our supporters and family need to hear.
Absolutely.
We gave what to watch for, the keys to victory. It's only one thing left to do, because drum roll, please. So now, to wrap up this video, we got to give our predictions, because
absolutely
we got to give our predictions. And obviously we know this is going to be a hard fought match. We know that the Bucs have had our number these past few seasons. And everybody is kind of leaning on the Bucs and saying that they're going to make a statement and things like that down in Tampa. But we never go against the birds. We love our birds. Yes, so it's only right and only fitting that my score prediction, with it being a hard-fought battle, I still feel that we'll win by 2 possessions. I got us winning this game because 31-17.
That's a good score for real. Up 2 tubs for real, bro. Like, yeah, that's good control of the game right there. Now, see, I have it being a little bit closer, but obviously with our birds coming out on top, I have us 24-17. I believe this will be a hard-fought game for whatever the reason. Tampa, like the Commanders and some of these other, they just seem to play us really tough for real. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tight, especially with the elements and everything else going on. But I have us at 24-17.
Okay, so
winning by a touchdown.
By a touchdown. Okay, 24-17. So we basically got the Bucs with the same points, scoring the same amount of points in 17.
Same output.
And then you got 24, I got 31. So that means that I got us by another touchdown.
Yep.
Okay. Great minds think alike.
Hey, I hope your score your score prediction is better than mine. You feel me?
Hey, either score prediction will be totally fine. We'll be 4-0.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Look, Huss. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to talk to our supporters and family real quick. To our loyal supporters, thank you. Y'all know it's all love. None of this is able to happen without the support from you all. To our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Let's continue to do our part as a community and family. Please continue to like the videos. It helps with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section. Share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, don't forget to turn on them notification bells, also known as the Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates.
You know the vibes. Now look, that's our full preview. We want to know your thoughts. Hey, who do you think is going to win this one? Who are you most excited about seeing tomorrow? What is your score prediction? Put it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Like I said, them birds better be getting that victory with them predictions. Y'all don't get on here going crazy. You feel me? But no, hey, continue to support your birds. Support this channel. Hey, if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owns.
And this is the Main Thing podcast, where we keep the main thing
the main thing.
Hey, fly Eagles fly till we die. Let's go get this dub. Hey, look, we'll talk to y'all after the game. Go Birds.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it. And it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.